You know, when it rains, it pours. Hello, I'm back again. You know, I know it's crazy. I'm making a back-to-back episode because I haven't made. Sometimes I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't make episodes for months around here. But I knew that there was something I wanted to say in my last episode. This episode probably will not be as long as, but it's somewhat of a tack on, and it's an extension of my conversation about anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. But I wanted to say that I am not the guy out on the street confronting the evil. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not. I should be. There's some people who feel very, very strongly about a cause, just like the jihadists, the terrorists, the Hamas people, the Iranians, whatever, the ones on the other side who feel such a strong faith that they will give their life. It's an honor to die for Allah. What do you get? 47 virgins, 49, whatever you guys get. It's an honor. You know, it's something that you're willing to do. You're willing to face danger. You're willing to face your. I don't know if these guys are scared or not. Maybe there's a glory in it. Maybe like they're doing, they're supposed to die. That's part of the culture. With children dying, families dying, people getting, that's part of the culture. They're all supposed to die and go to heaven and be rewarded. So they don't mind. And it makes them look good. It makes them look like the victims. It makes them, other people look like the bad. The Jews look like the bad. That's besides the point. The point is there are people on either side who are willing to face fear, face the dangers, face each other. And yes, like I mentioned, the terrorists are even going out in the street, you know, fighting, protesting, clashing, violence. There are, you know, I watch a lot of it in social media. I'm sure you guys watch it too. You know, there's a few people we know, you know, social media influencers who have a lot of followers, and they're out there head to head, toe to toe. A lot of them get hit, bruised up sometimes, you know, they end up in the hospital. They actually go looking for these confrontations because they're not afraid to confront evil. And I'm not like that. I've always been a passive person. You know, maybe I'm part of the sheep. Maybe I'm part of the problem. I was told, at my point, because I was talking before the latte liberals. And I was talking about, you know, all the good talk and the nice talk and all bad Israel. And what's a shame what's going to all the children in Gaza and all their progressive agenda on the left of the poor and the oppressed people and helping out other people. I was criticizing them, but maybe I'm just as bad as them because I'm just as much of a passive sheep as them because I don't, you know, want to go out and get hurt. I love my life. I want to live. You know, I don't think we're meant to fight and clash. Sometimes I think maybe I'm more of a hippie than them. I also realize that sometimes it's necessary violence. You know, sometimes you have to. I believe back in the Bible, sometimes God wanted people to come up and fight. Look at David and Goliath, the mighty sword of David. You know, God wants people to rise up against their enemies and, you know, whatever side you're on. And they believe on their side that, I don't know, Allah, whoever wants them to do what they, well, I believe that God wants us to stand up and whatever evil perpetrates itself or God, the universe created evil. I don't know. But sometimes I do feel less of myself, that I'm not out in the street standing up and confronting people on the other side and looking for confrontations. I feel, you know, am I supposed to? Am I not supposed to do that? I question myself. But then if you show too much weakness and empathy, the enemy walks over you and they take advantage of you. They spit you up and they chew you out. They're sizing you up. They're very intelligent. You have to respect your enemy and respect their intelligence too. You can't be wishy-washy. You have to take a side and a stance on either side. And it involves violence and going all the way through. Sometimes you have to respect that because there's a need to do that. Otherwise, it's like a cancer. You know what happens sometimes when there's a tumor entangled in a major organ? They have to operate. They have to cut out part of to get the malignancy out. They have to operate. And it's the same thing with, you know, these terrorist areas like Hamas, you know, holding people hostage. It's a cancer. The cancer is not going to. What was Israel supposed to do? What the hell were they supposed? Just lecturing. Oh, bad Israel. Bad, bad. Stay out of, oh, shame you, genocide. But they don't come down on Hamas. You see how slanted they are. The whole United Nations are corrupt. So is the Red Cross. When they rescued the hostages, they were being held in United. You can't trust anybody. Who gives a shit what these people think? What is my point? Yeah, what's your point? You're going to try to criticize me? No, I have a point. I'm on a train of thought right now. Let me think. I don't know. I'm out of gas. I guess you get my point. Is I tacked on so much to say. So take what it's worth. Thank you very much. Have a good morning.